They didn't tell you this. You scroll for 17 minutes, and you still think, traffic will clear up ahead. No, this isn't a bunker story. It's not some hidden piece of land outside the city either. This is the real collapse story no one talks about. And we haven't even mentioned zombies or nuclear weapons yet. It almost always starts the same way. Quietly. A supply chain hiccups. The power goes out. Banks close for a day, then a year passes. And millions of people try to execute a plan that was designed for one person all at the same time. That's the moment everything ends. They told you to leave. A 1, a 5, a 7. In the US, I-95, I-5, I-10. Same story. The largest parking lot on Earth. Everyone thinks they left early. Everyone believes they planned it well. But they didn't tell you the math. Math is ruthless, and it always wins. Berlin, 3.7 million people. 3 major exits, New York, Los Angeles, Houston. The numbers change. The outcome doesn't. Even under perfect conditions, which never happen, you're looking at least 48 hours of gridlock. But you don't have 48 hours. Maybe you have 6, until gas stations run dry. Maybe 12 before engines start overheating. The best-selling car won't save you. Neither will the most expensive SUV. They said you were exaggerating. In 2005, during Katrina, 1 million people tried to evacuate New Orleans. There was a plan. There was a government. There were warnings. The highways turned into death traps. People died in their cars from dehydration, from running out of fuel, from heat exhaustion. They didn't tell you that either. The warnings came too late. The timeline was reassuring. Then what happened? Panic buying, panic violence, attacks on vehicles, and in the end, no one went anywhere. Spoiler. The ones who ran didn't survive. They told you this: leaving gives you an advantage. It sounds intuitive, but it's wrong. Here's the reality. When the first 10 million people decide to leave at once, no one escapes. The advantage isn't in leaving. The advantage is in not abandoning infrastructure, not on the highway, inside the city, smaller, more defensible, more functional systems. They didn't tell you that. The rule is simple. Strategic planning is the greatest resource. Not weapons, not bravery, positioning, defensive capability, access to water, medical infrastructure, communication. And there are 3 places no one pays attention to. Completely ordinary on a normal Tuesday. But in the first hours of collapse, they turn into fortresses, not bunkers, places everyone overlooks. Fortress 1. The vertical building no one wants. Boring office buildings, not glass towers, not luxury plazas, 5 to 8 stories, small law firms, insurance offices, accounting firms. They exist in every city. But no one targets them, because when chaos breaks out, people all go to the same places. Pharmacies, grocery stores, gun shops, gas stations. No one loots Smith & Partners accounting, and that's exactly why they're perfect. These buildings usually have 2 access points: stairwell, elevator shaft, block both, and an 8-story building becomes a medieval castle. 2 people can hold a stairwell indefinitely. You go up. You give the ground floor to the crowd. From above, you see everything. You spot threats early. Anyone trying to reach you climbs the stairs, makes noise, gets tired, and is forced through a choke point. You're playing tower defense. They don't even realize there's a game. They didn't tell you this either. There's water on the roof. Office buildings store large amounts of water for fire suppression and cooling. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of liters. It's not drinkable, but it's treatable. Boil it, filter it, leave it in the sun. That's not apocalypse wisdom. That's basic microbiology. Water is still water. Toilets, pipes, gravity-fed systems. You have water for weeks. Fortress 2. The medical jackpot. No one notices private dental clinics, veterinary clinics, not emergency rooms, definitely not major hospitals, small, quiet clinics. What's inside? Anesthetics, antibiotics, sterile equipment, autoclaves. They didn't tell you this. People don't die of hunger during crises. They die of infection. A small cut, an infection, Sepsis. Game over. But you have sterilization, medication, surgical tools. That's the difference. Fortress 3. The last network still online. The internet goes down, phones go silent, GPS dies. But amateur radio operators remain. Their own power, their own antennas, their own frequencies. Miles, even hundreds of miles, of communication. Real-time information which roads are blocked, which areas are dangerous, where resources are. To survive collapse, you need information. The ending they never told you. You didn't run. You held position. The buildings were still there. The clock was still ticking. While the world stalled, you were in the right place.